Who is the LG CineBeam Q actually good for? Who should walk away? And does it really make sense to spend a premium on a portable 4K projector when most of us just want a bigger screen for movie night? If you're still on the fence about whether a laser-based mini projector can replace your TV or a traditional home theater system, you're not alone. The market is crowded with hype and a lot of looks great on paper claims. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I first started digging into portable projectors, the biggest red flag for everyday buyers is the trade-off between size and image quality. A 5-inch tall box that weighs 3 pounds sounds like a dream for renters or frequent travelers, but the real question is whether it can actually deliver a bright, sharp picture in a typical living room with some ambient light. That's where the CineBeam QS laser engine and auto screen technology become the real litmus test. I spent a weekend setting it up in a mid-size apartment, a backyard patio, and even a small office conference room to see how it behaved when the lighting conditions changed, the screen moved, or the content switched from a Netflix drama to a PowerPoint deck. The first thing I noticed was the auto screen adjustment. Most portable projectors ask you to manually tweak the zoom and focus each time you move them, which quickly becomes a chore if you're using the device for a quick game night or a spontaneous presentation. The CineBeam QS sensor scans the projected image, then automatically shifts the lens and keystone to keep the picture rectangular and in focus. In practice, it meant I could pull the unit out of my backpack, set it a few feet away from the wall, and within seconds the image was perfectly aligned, no fiddling with the focus ring, no guessing whether the top of the frame was squished. For a casual user who just wants to hit play and walk away, that automation is a genuine time saver. Color reproduction is another area where the laser source shines. The 3-channel RGB laser claims to cover up to 154% of the DCI-P3 color gamut, which sounds like a marketing buzzword until you compare a nature documentary on the projector to the same clip on a mid-range 4K TV. The reds were noticeably deeper, the blues retained their bite, and the overall image felt more cinematic, especially in a darkened room. Because laser light doesn't degrade as quickly as traditional lamps, the brightness stayed consistent after several hours of use, which is a relief for anyone worried about the projector dimming mid-movie. That said, the portable label has hidden limits. The unit's brightness rating sits around 1500 lumens, which is plenty for a dark bedroom or a screened-off backyard, but it struggles in a well-lit living room with windows uncovered. I tried watching a sitcom during the day with curtains only partially drawn, and the black started to wash out, making the contrast feel flatter than on a dedicated TV. If you're planning to use the CineBeam Q as a primary TV replacement in a bright space, you'll need to invest in blackout curtains, or a dedicated screen with higher gain, which adds extra cost and reduces the pure plug-and-play appeal. Built-in speakers are a nice touch for on-the-go viewing, but don't expect a theater-level soundstage. The 2W stereo drivers provide enough volume to fill a small room, but dialogue can get muddy if you're watching a fast-paced action film with a lot of background effects. For a more immersive experience, pairing the projector with a Bluetooth soundbar or a simple bookshelf speaker set makes a huge difference, and the unit's HDMI ARC support makes that hookup straightforward. If you're a casual viewer who's happy with TV-like audio, the speakers will suffice. If you're an audiophile, you'll treat them as a temporary solution. One of the biggest conveniences is the WebOS platform, which turns the projector into a smart TV without needing an external streaming stick. I was able to log into Netflix, Disney+, and even a few niche documentary channels directly from the remote, and the interface felt snappy enough for a device that's essentially a tiny computer. Apple AirPlay worked without a hitch, so I could mirror my iPhone's screen to stream a photo slideshow or a YouTube video without dealing with cables. However, the app selection isn't as extensive as on a full-size smart TV, and some services still require you to log in through a web browser, which can be a minor annoyance the first time you set it up. Portability is where the CineBeam Q truly earns its keep. At just over 5 inches long and 5 inches tall, It slides into a backpack and can be set up on a coffee table, a kitchen counter, or a folding chair. The weight is light enough to carry up flights as a carry-on, which makes it appealing for business travelers who need a quick way to project slides in a hotel conference room. The only downside is that the lens and vent openings are exposed, so you have to be careful not to drop it on soft fabrics or let